Welcome, Smile Mentor community. Today's video is a little touchy one. Matt Griffin here, the Smile Mentor with you. And this is once the surgery's complete. Now, me talking with Dr. Ratana once I kind of wake up a little bit. I'm asking questions. I am going to town. Still got a little anesthesia because it's almost like being a little drunk. You kind of willing to show more than you probably should. So I do warn you in this. I did want to share and show what looks like. Not my finest hour, but I keep remembering it's for you guys. I'm doing this. So it's a little gnarly. So if you are grossed out by blood or seeing nobody with, I'll show you what the implants and the abutments and all that kind of stuff look like with no teeth. So it's gnarly, it's bloody, but gives you the inside track. I do ask Dr. Ratana some good questions, just not my finest hour. So I would say enjoy, but yeah. So appreciate it, guys. Thank you for everybody that follows. Subscribe if you haven't. Need to know more. If you don't know why you're here for this video, then you are gonna be in for a huge surprise. Start off before you watch this. There's a description below. Read about the Smile or listen about the Smile Mentor first before you go through this, because otherwise you'll be a little surprised. Appreciate it, guys. Have a blessed day.
Just to kind of give you guys a unfun peek, but I know a lot of you out there want to know kind of what it looks like after the surgery before the teeth come in and hear how you talk. So again, not singing a national anthem tomorrow, but if you would, how can I show what I'm looking at right now?
Maybe we should read,
Yeah.
You see? So now what you can see right now is just like the abutments, the healing abutments that we use while we work doing the temporary prosthesis. That's it.
Okay. And so how did the conversion process go? Can you give me a summary on how you thought it went? Or
Yes. Actually, it's very straightforward because the implants and everything was very stable. Everything was perfect, So once we have the implants in position, we have a very good primary stability of the implants. So now we suture and we put the tissue specifically, trying to put the soft tissue in a good position for the future healing of your implants.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just convert a printed denture that we did with these digital softwares and all that. I just place it in position. I check your bite, and I pick up the implant position of your implant position with that denture. Now we're finishing the conversion outside of their mouth. Because tomorrow we're going to give you a new one, but it's going to be based on this pickup impression I did with the denture. So you're going to have one temp just for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow we're going to have a monolithic temp, PMMA temp.
It is going to be a PMMA.
Yes, but it's going to be much more stronger because it's not converted. We don't have multi-layers. We don't have layers of the bonding material that we used to bond it to the abutments and all that. It's going to be one piece milled, so it's much more stronger.
Will it look dull? Does that make sense, since there won't be any layering or any cosmetic?
No, actually, okay, the puck, when I say layering, is that we're not going to add materials and we're not going to have different materials. But the puck itself is a multi-layer puck. Okay, so you may have a little bit of translucency. It's going to be good enough.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Good enough. But of course, it's not like the ceramics that we use for the final teeth.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's going to be 4 to 6 months.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Any other notes on the surgery or any thoughts?
Dr. Iskander was very happy with the implants, the length of the implants. He was able to place long implants, stable implants, so that's very good,
Yeah.
So based on that, we are able to work with the prosthetic part much more confident with that because it's very, stable. Everything is good.
Foundation.
Yeah, good foundation, exactly.
How do I keep my bone? Okay, does bone recede after implants are put in?
Okay.
Does it continue to recede?
Okay, remember, bone is dynamic. Okay, so once you lose your teeth, there's no stimuli to the bone, so you're going to start having bone reabsorption. But if you have implants, you're going to stimulate the bone, so you maintain the bone if you have no infections. Of course, I'm talking if you have no infections, no pathology, everything is going to be maintained because you are in constant, the forces, you're loading the implants and you're going to start changing constantly, rechanging the bone. So imagine that the oldest bone cell you have in your body is 7 years, okay? So you have constant change of your bone cells. Constantly you have these bone cells that eat bone, we call it osteoclasts, and we have the osteoblast forming bone. So you're constantly eating bone, forming bone, eating bone, forming bone. Actually, exactly that process is the one you're going to have with the implants. We place the implants in your old bone, okay? Now that's an injury that your body is you're going to have like this inflammation around that area, and your body is going to start eating that bone, the one that we injured with the drilling and everything, and it's going to start forming new bone. So now you have primary stability with your old bone, your body is going to start changing that, and it's going to form new bone. So that is going to take like maybe 8 to 12 weeks. That's why it's very important to take care of your temporary teeth, because now they will be very stable today. But that stability, what we call the primary stability, you're going to lose that one. You're going to lose it because your bone is going to eat bone around the implant, and it's going to start forming bone. But that new bone is going to be, as I said, 8 to 12 weeks. So that's why that process of the healing of the implants is you need to be very careful not to use those teeth, because you're not going to have the old bone holding the implant, and you're not going to have the new bone holding the implant. That's what we call secondary stability or osseointegration. Okay? So that, you're going to eat your bone and you're going to form that bone. But in the while, that process that you have very good primary stability, this is the new bone, nothing, zero. Old bone, 100%, is going to make like this. So there's one point, maybe 4th week, you still have no new bone yet, not a lot, and you already ate all the new bone, the old bone, So that's what we call the deep zone, is because it's going to be like 4th week, one more, one less,
Really? I've never been told this.
Yeah.
And you see how much I've been around it.
Yes.
You did a fantastic job. So at the end of 4 weeks, then you're really starting to build more than, that's the weakest. That's your most vulnerable state, right?
Yes.
And then 8 weeks is when it will.
When you already have that, remember that the secondary bone. Like the second stability is going to be is going to start growing. Okay, so 8 weeks is going to be high, and this one is going to be very low.
Okay.
But in that
4
midpoint,
week,
you still have no secondary stability and no primary stability. That's why it's very important to take care the first 8 weeks.
So just literally super soft liquid
diet. Remember, I always say these teeth are made just to read, not to eat, just to read books. So they are aesthetics, okay?
These teeth are made to read.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Okay, that's the analogy that you need to understand, because
great.
Whatever you can eat, whatever you can cut with a plastic fork.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Okay.
So macaroni and cheese, I'm fine.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. A nice T-bone would be great.
Would be great. Not possible, but great.
Well played.